We've got Chelsea beat MK Dons at MK Dons 5-1 earlier today. And we've got Daniel, who was at that game, waiting to talk to us. Daniel, just before we come to speak to you, there's some news breaking at the end of that game, which is that John Terry's Chelsea contract will not be renewed at the end of the season, and he will be leaving Chelsea at the end of this season. He's confirmed he's not going to be offered a new deal, and John Terry will not be part of Chelsea as of the end of this season. Daniel, it's sort of, there's been a little bit of talk about this, but still, when the news breaks, it comes as a surprise, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely on the way home. I was listening to the cup draw, and you get City out, and then you hear that JT's leaving at the end of the season. Yeah. It's a little bit depressing, especially when we've had Lampard, Drogba, Cech, players who have basically been the spine of our team for the past decade. It's especially JT because he's kind of the last one, and a lot of Chelsea fans this season are worried that there isn't players within that squad who truly understand the club. Right. And there's been a lot of games this season that I've been at personally where, you think that these players actually understand the club, and, losing John Terry, there's got to be a decent replacement in there. Now, whether that comes from the youth system or whether we bring in a player in the summer, I'm not entirely sure, but it's not a great thing to hear, but I hope that we give him the right send-off, because I thought the way Lampard ended his Chelsea career wasn't the right way.
Yeah, it's interesting because he's said that he doesn't want to play for another English club, and that but he would like to keep on playing. And
probably go abroad, wouldn't he?
Well, but then Frank Lampard went over to America and then was loaned back to Manchester City, and it felt slightly uncomfortable, didn't it? I mean, 18 years at one club for John Terry is an extraordinary record, right?
Yeah, he's. I think that would be one of those that it'd be very, very hard for him to take. I think that when you look at a player who has literally got the club running through his veins, it means the world to him. To finally get to a stage where you start to realise that, okay, it's not happening anymore, and then you get the news that it's not happening. I suppose that what John Terry can do is look back at the unbelievable service he's given to the club. I could probably see him maybe going across to America, playing for the Galaxy or someone like that. But like I say, it's a sad day for Chelsea fans. Very sad day.
Yeah. Daniel, we were talking about the FA Cup as well. We had a Chelsea fan on earlier. I'm saying he's a Chelsea fan as well. I'm putting you in the same bracket as him. I'm just pointing out that you have something in common, because you don't agree with his comments about scrapping the FA Cup, do you?
No, absolutely not. That's kind of what prompted me to phone in, because it's, for me, I don't really understand what he's saying. For me, being at the game today, the MK Dons game, I think it was a brilliant occasion. It was one of the best away games I've been to. You had 6,000 Chelsea fans, I think it was, in total there, singing, throughout the game. I love going to new grounds, and, I think it's brilliant that people forget how strong of a football pyramid we have in this country, and I don't think they value it enough. When you look at other European countries just around the world, their lower leagues do not compare to ours in terms of attendances, in terms of the quality within them, and the fact that the FA Cup, pretty much a team like Carlisle, where that place has had kind of an awful tragedy in the past few months, and then for those fans today, a game against Everton, it's for me, it's great that you can see these clubs like you've got Shrewsbury playing United. I don't understand the guy. And to be honest, it's winning the FA Cup, winning any, even the League Cup last season. Those are memories that will stick with me forever. And, these fans who think that it's okay to leave before the trophy's been lifted, I don't agree with those sort of people. And I don't know where he's coming from, because you try and tell the fans, like myself and like many others today who went to MK Dons, that the FA Cup doesn't matter. I think they'll completely disagree with you.